Hello, I'm Chancellor Makanjuola and you're watching The Lakefront. On Tuesday evening, the University of Incarnate Word was put on lockdown due to false accusations of a suspect who was believed to have a gun with him. The suspect was not found during the investigation and the university later returned to its normal routine. Chief Juarez sent out an announcement Wednesday morning dealing with the recent situation at UIW. In the announcement, he mentions the two types of situations where he would notify the OLLU community, one being an emergency notification and the other being a timely warning notice. If you would like to read the announcement, simply log on to your OLLU email. On Sunday, November 1st, the Sisters of Divine Providence will host a mass service and a concert to celebrate the renovation of the pipe organ. All 1,313 pipes were dismantled, cleaned, refinished, and remounted. The funds for the restoration were given by an anonymous donor. The concert will be conducted by professional organist Margaret Bray, George Gregory, David Heller, Mary Hernandez, Mark Marty, John McMahon, Seth Nelson, and Ed Reek. The South Texas Blood Bank Mobile made a visit to the lake. Students, faculty, and staff were given the opportunity to donate blood on Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. outside of the UAC, next to the Moy Circle. If you have any questions or would like to know a schedule for the next Bank Mobile, you can go on the South Texas Blood website at southtexasblood.org. Good news for all you fashionistas out there. Fashion Week is back in San Antonio to display the latest fashion collection from more than 12 designers. The shows will start on November 1st and end on November 8th and will take place in the San Antonio Centro de Artes. You can find tickets for as low as $25 for a general entry or upgrade to the VIP for $55 and over. To purchase tickets or find more information about the designers who are attending, you can go on www.fashionistas.org. The World Health Organization released a new study this week which stated that processed meats can cause cancer while unprocessed red meats can also be hazardous to one's health. WHO found that consumption of processed meats such as bacon, hot dogs, or ham could raise the risk of colon cancer. The research study caused controversy in the news as many believed WHO was suggesting that people should stop eating processed meats, which prompted the organization to release a statement via Twitter that their study was misinterpreted. WHO says that they are not asking people to stop eating meat, but suggest that people reduce their meat intake in order to lower the risk of cancer. The Down on the Gala tickets are now for sale. Tickets are $75 per person or $500 for a table of 8. The gala will be on February 20th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. in Chapel Auditorium. The money funded from the gala will be used to help OLLU students who are going on a mission trip to Puerto Rico during spring break. For any questions about tickets or the event, contact Roxana Chavez at rchavez@olluusa.edu or Sister Gloria Ann Fielder at gfielder@cdptexas.org. Residence Life hosted its annual Boo Bash yesterday and it was a success. Children from the community gathered together for an exciting night of trick-or-treating, games, and food. The children met at the Centennial Courtyard at 6 p.m. to start their exciting night. With all the trick-or-treating and themed events going on this weekend for Halloween, we asked OLLU students what they plan to do this holiday. Reporter Jessica Ortiz has the story.
My name is Juan Pablo Lazava, and I'm going to be giving out candy to kids, and I'm going to be, for Halloween, Jack in the Box.
Okay, and what are you dressing up as?
I'm going to be a bloody butcher.
My name's Homero Treviño, and what else?
What are you doing for Halloween?
For Halloween, I'm going to a friend's house. I'm dressing up as, what's it called? Buzz Lightyear.
Okay, so what are you doing for Halloween?
I have a parish internship this semester, so we're gonna have like a fall festival for the kids. So they're gonna be dressing up as like different like saints and stuff, and they'll get to like learn about the saints and then like get candy and treats like that. So that's what I'll be doing during the day for Halloween.
Okay, now what are you dressing up as for Halloween?
For the Thriller night on Saturday night, I'll be dressing up as a bumblebee.
Okay, tell me your first and last name and what are you doing for Halloween?
Okay, my name's Eric Contreras. Contreras Eric. A is the middle name. Anthony for your boys out there. You know what I'm talking. Shout out Oxnard, California. Anyways, Halloween. Let's see. What am I gonna be doing? I'm most likely gonna, probably gonna have a chill night. I probably got things to do next week. I got a lot of studying to do. You know what I'm saying? School first. gonna have some pizza, you know, hang out with the boys, and you know, maybe hit Pancake Joe's, my favorite restaurant here in San Antonio since I'm new here. But other than that, you know.
Okay, now what are you dressing up as for Halloween?
You know, I do have to get a costume because I got the Halloween inter-squad game coming up today. I'm gonna be Bane, you know, Bane from Batman Dark Knight Rises. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Looking for a scare this weekend? JC Wallslugger has some suggestions in entertainment.
Hey, look, you found Waldo in the newscast, and this week I got a special spooky entertainment section just for you. And action! What would you do for love? Well, knowing that this is a horror movie, probably get all stabby-stabby on someone. Crimson Peak follows the aspiring writer Lady Lucille Sharp and Loki, who are madly in love. They run away to Loki's house on Crimson Peak, despite what Lucille's father says. Spoiler alert, for some reason it's not blood in the snow, but instead red clay that sleeps to the ground? Huh? That's not as spooky. Anyways, the story is as interesting as you think and thickens as the film goes on, and the special effects are pretty good. If you're starving for a horror film, this will tide you over for now. The jump scares will definitely get you, and the movie won't keep you up at night, but it's still pretty good. Crimson Peak is in theaters now. 50 strangers wake up in a strange room in a circle, each on their own platform with their own arrow pointing at themselves. Suddenly, one of them dies. 2 minutes later, another one bites the dust. They figure out quickly that they can use their hands to vote anonymously on who dies next, kind of in the fashion of voting someone off the island. This is the premise of the recent horror thriller Circle. Circle's an intense ride the whole way through, and although there's no blood or gore or spooky scary monsters, there's still a feeling of dread and terror. The movie throws surprise twist after surprise twist that will keep you on your toes the entire film, and even the ending will surprise you. This movie's definitely not for everyone, but I recommend checking out the full trailer to see if you'd be interested. If you enjoyed the premise of the Saw movies, you'll definitely enjoy this one. Circle is available for streaming on Netflix and Hulu+. Have you ever been making a family feel-good comedy movie about Christmas and then you thought to yourself, what would this movie be like if it were a horror film? But instead of making a whole new movie, you just kind of slapped it onto the one you were just making? If the answer is yes, then you have the plotline to Krampus. It all starts when the family, whose last name I'm sure is something generic like Smith or Jones, are having a wonderful time until the little kid tears up his letter to Santa and throws it out the window. I guess he caught a sudden case of the Grinch, and apparently that's how you summon Christmas demons, because the whole town's power gets cut and the family's pursued by the evil Krampus, basically a reverse Santa. Instead of giving gifts, he takes your life! It seems that even horror movies can't escape the pre-Halloween Christmas decorations. I don't know what else to tell you about this one. It's such a weird concept that I'm pretty sure they won't be able to pull it off. If you wanted a horror comedy Christmas film, which admit it you did, you can see it opening night on December 4th. Let's shake it up a little bit and talk about a horror video game. Frictional Games, the people who brought you the physics-based puzzle adventure horror survival game in a castle called Amnesia: The Dark Descent, brings you Soma, a physics-based puzzle adventure horror survival game not in a castle. You play as Whiny McBrain Problems as he travels to the neurologist to get his brain scanned, only to wake up 100 years in the future, underwater in a rundown research center. You slowly figure out all what happened throughout the game as you learn more and more about what happened at the station, exploring and solving puzzles while avoiding spooky, scary monsters. The game has an atmospheric horror that provides a slightly different tone from Amnesia, and Soma has a lot of philosophical and existential questions that keeps you thinking long after the game is finished. You can download Soma on Steam now. It's time for some quick bits. Star Wars Episode 7: The Force Awakens will be available for streaming on Netflix. Sounds awesome, right? Well, joke's on you. It's only if you're in Canada for some reason. That's right, Episode 7 will be streamed Canada opening night on Netflix. Elizabeth Banks, the debut director of Pitch Perfect 2, has signed on to direct Pitch Perfect 3. In other news, there's gonna be a Pitch Perfect 3. Cinemax confirmed this news when they tweeted out to fans, "I can believe it! Elizabeth is back for Pitch Perfect 3. The musical comedy is set for a 2017 release." Thanks for tuning in to my spooky, scary Halloween horror special. It's time to get ready for Christmas. And cut!
Now here's PJ Field with a look at sports.
The Saints baseball team held their second annual Halloween inter-squad game out at Missions Baseball Academy on Wednesday. The players and fans dressed in costumes and prizes were awarded for best costumes. Tyler Davis was best dressed male, and softball's Lauren Garza was the winner of best costume for female. And group winner was yours truly, PJ Fields, Yaya Vasquez, and Amaris Tavares. The women and men's soccer teams were in action yesterday in Houston against St. Thomas. The women came away with a 2-2 draw. The women are now 10-3-2 on the season and 5-0-1 in the Red River half game between Houston and Victoria, who the Saints will be playing for a winner-takes-a-conference match tomorrow in Victoria. The men lost their second straight 2-1 in overtime to St. Thomas, dropping to 3-3 in the conference, still trying to clinch a spot in the conference tournament. The road is a tough one as the Saints' next opponent is Houston Victoria tomorrow, who's 11-3-1 on the season. Good luck to both teams. The Saints volleyball are in action tonight at Maybe Gymnasium against Houston Tillotson at 6 p.m. Saints are looking for their first 20-win season against the Rams. Here's what Coach Tiffin had to say about tonight's match.
Houston Tillotson has a really solid coach. Dan knows exactly what he's doing, and they, for the last month since we've played them, they've been without their best all-around player, and she came back this past weekend and just tore it up against Langston. And so we know she's going to be playing us. We know that we're going to get their best shot. And, you know, every conference match is important. It's important for us to win that because right now, if you did the playoffs today, right now, there's a chance we play Houston Tillotson in the playoffs.
Preseason basketball rankings were released on Tuesday, and Saints women's basketball received their highest ranking ever at number 7. They open up their season November 8th at NCAA Division I Prairie A&M, and their home opener is November 25th against Lewis and Clark State. Men's basketball is ranked 25th in the preseason coaches poll and will open their season also against an NCAA Division I opponent on the road against Texas A&M Corpus Christi University on November 13th and will play their first home game on December 4th when they host Paul Quinn. Men also unveiled their new uniforms for the upcoming season. Gone is the Saints name on the front and replaced with the basketball and halo logo. And that was your look at sports.
That's all for the Lakefront. Be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We leave you with OLLU Emmy-nominated news package by Thomas Sanborn.
Dr. Wallace Sanborn, a professor at Our Lady of the Lake University, has had a different journey than most of his colleagues. Having a passion for writing, he has committed his professional life to being an English professor, and has even written and published 2 books. But Dr. Sanborn is passionate about other forms of art, like painting. Works like these reflect his deepest struggles, as well as his strongest ambitions. However, for 3 decades of his life, Dr. Sanborn suffered from drug and alcohol addiction.
By the time I was in my early 20s, I would consider myself an alcoholic and addict.
Already having been an alcoholic since high school, Dr. Sanborn became addicted to methamphetamine and other drugs while attending Texas Tech.
It took me a long time to get sober, probably more than a decade of really thinking about it seriously.
But on December 26, 2005, at the age of 40, Dr. Sanborn became sober once and for all after attending Alcoholics Anonymous. Despite his addiction, Dr. Sanborn earned his bachelor's degree at Texas Tech, and realizing his skill and love for writing, he went to graduate school and earned a PhD.
I guess at that point I realized that with a PhD, you're so overeducated, you're limited in what you can do, and being a professor is one of them.
Dr. Sanborn decided to use his experiences and his teaching as a method of serving students and found Our Lady of the Lake University.
I'm at OLLU specifically so I can help people who need help.
Today, Dr. Sanborn uses martial arts as an outlet to practice his self-discipline and stay healthy. Exercise provides him with catharsis and is a major part of his sobriety.
You know, I see life as a lifelong learning experience, and for me, I never want to stop writing, I never want to stop working, I never want to stop thinking, I never want to stop evolving. If you're an addict, reach out, because there are people all around the university who want to help you. Anyone can come see me. It doesn't mean you're not tough or not strong if you seek help. So when you need support, seek support.
For Lakefront Live, I'm Thomas Sanborn.